Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Please take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy. People who are friends with female incels, what are they really like?
She is your typical nice girl. She spouts about how all men are pigs or whatever. I met her because, well, she is my cousin. She has no clue how to take care of herself. She never showers. She goes to forums about extreme feminism. She also complains that she can't find a man. I wonder why. She's obese, lives with her parents at the age of 38, and has no idea of how to function on her own. She also claims that she is not like the other girls and is your typical blue hair extremist. She has never had a boyfriend. She just goes onto forums and other social media to go complain about a man. I once caught her on a YouTube video that was about a male model, and she was constantly replying to comments talking about how the man is a frick boy and deserves the worst. The YouTube video was deleted due to other reasons, but she is still intent on degrading any male that would dare to reject her. Once I had a friend that set up a blind date, and she shouted at my friend because he isn't over 6 feet tall, so he doesn't deserve me. She is just a femsel of her own making and enjoys being an extremist. She is always racist to blacks, despite being half black herself, so black males are her favorite target. A friend of mine would be considered a female incel. She is a virgin at 24 and cries about it often. However, I don't feel bad for her at all. She is about 475 pounds and showers maybe twice a week. She's full of self-confidence to point of obnoxious arrogance. She sees her annoying, snarky remarks as clever clapbacks. She wears the same 3 Disney princess shirts that no longer fit. She waddles around campus and loudly whispers about hot guys. Then she cries and asks why men don't want her. She is really annoying most of the time and I want to abandon her, but then she would be isolated. Someone in my college class could be considered a femsel. She seems to hate men, thinking that they are all pigs, but still wants a boyfriend. On Instagram, she always hashtags "end all men" and talks about how disgusting they are. But in other posts she asks why she can't get a boyfriend. She's surprisingly a pretty nice person to me and other girls, but she is often condescending to men. I worked on a group project with her once, and she did her part well, so it seems that she is a well-functioning person outside of her femsel behavior. I really don't know if she has any hobbies, or does anything outside of school. Her entire internet persona is retweeting and posting things about how disgusting and terrible men are. But in real life, someone looking at her for the first time would see her as a pretty normal person. It's almost like she lives a double life. The most confusing thing about her is the way she just expects to find a boyfriend, despite calling them pigs online and treating them in a condescending manner in real life. I think she expects to find someone who agrees with her and acts inferior to her. When I got a boyfriend, I did notice that she treated me differently. I think she either was jealous or thought I was somehow part of the evil man's sphere now. I just feel bad for her. I'm mostly friends with her out of pity. She whines about how men just don't understand her, and men just want girls who step on them. But she literally does nothing to make an attempt. She is lazy, no work ethic, she is shy, timid, and socially awkward. She is kind of hot, but I know I would not want her to be my girlfriend. She has never tried to get a guy's phone number, catfishes on online dating sites. She has had 2 boyfriends and they broke up in the first month because she doesn't work or desire to work. She also is getting on the chubby side, so it's not like it's getting better. But there is nothing wrong with being overweight. I knew this one girl who constantly complained about not being able to get a man. She literally complained about this from our junior year in high school to our junior year in college. After that I left school, so I wasn't close to her anymore. The crazy part was me, a buddy of mine, and about 5 other guys attempted trying to date her on multiple occasions. Each one of us pursued for a year and then the next guy would step in after we gave up. Yet she still acted like no one wanted her. She would randomly stop talking to you as well, and she would text you like she was excited to be talking to you and then cut all communication for weeks after a few texts. She definitely was a weird one. Mary, if you are out there listening to this, I hope you are doing better now. To protect her real name, we'll call her Jess. She is so much of a "I'm not like other girls" type of girl. Let's just say her entire identity is covered by male acceptance and internalized misogyny. She has very few female friends or family, and her world evolves around men. One time, me, my best friend and her, were hanging with her group of boy best friends. She got jealous and quickly became jealous and territorial of her boy group. Snarking at me and my best friend, you can tell she does not like other females. Eventually she asked us to keep our distance from the boys, and at that point I broke off the friendship. In my first year of license we had that woman. She claimed to be a fat feminist warrior. But in reality, she was not that interesting as a woman and as a person in general. Plus, no offense to larger folks here, but she was not really pretty and barely took care of herself. We became friends because we had mutual interests, such as anime, K-drama and telenovelas. Yeah, please, do not judge me. She used to try to date men way out of her league. Tall, muscular, well-groomed and smell nice, but most importantly, they had a bomb personality, if you want my point of view. I knew some of them, really. If it wasn't for my studies, I would have tried my luck with some of them. She always sees something wrong with them, like there is this tiny defect on them that made them not a good fit for her, or if they didn't want her she pulled of some crap such as men are weak and are intimidated by me, because I'm better than them, and an independent woman. By the end of the year she was lonely and we cut our friendship, because she has a very toxic view on people, thin people and men usually. I'm a thin woman, and I consider myself a feminist myself, and I try to explain to her how her views on feminism are way too extreme and hateful and that I found her offensive. When I pointed out that she has nothing to offer and was uninteresting, she blew up in my face and goes on a rant about how men are trash, only want skinny witches, and that we should end all men because they refuse to get into a relationship with her. She also spit out some BS like, men shouldn't choose their own partner, because they are, scientifically speaking, unable to make real emotional connections like women do. Pretty hardcore and messed up stuff, all of this nonsense and hate coming from someone who do not take a bath every day, with a total lack of self-awareness and entitlement. So yeah, I think we can qualify her as a femsel. My girlfriend's former co-worker is a femsel. She's overweight, hates men for no real reason, feminist, smells disgusting, and has a horrible fashion sense. She constantly talks bad about me, saying I'm a toxic male and she should break up with me and get with her. She says that to every girl with a boyfriend. She's gotten into arguments with other co-workers' boyfriends and men in general. She says the typical things every femsel says. You can't please a woman, you're so fragile, and of course you have a tiny member. She wears clothes that are several sizes too small because it's her body, her choice, which I agree with, but then goes on about how the only reason you don't want her wearing those clothes because you want to get with her but can't, or something like that. I once made a silly joke that I drive a big truck because I need everyone to know who the big dog is, and everyone thought it was funny except her. She gets in my face saying the typical stuff about fragile masculinity, and I'm compensating for my small member. All of her co-workers, including my girlfriend who is a total sweetheart, hates her. The thing that got her fired was she was flirting with my girlfriend, like hardly flirting, sending her unsolicited nudes and such. She sent my girlfriend an inappropriate picture and said, "I hope you're not family friendly," word is ready. Obviously my girlfriend showed her boss and she got fired. Now she just spends all her time on Facebook talking about how toxic men are. Not to besmirch her character, but because she is a virgin of advanced age, my sister Raquel is a femsel. She doesn't act like an incel, all entitled or wanting to treat the opposite gender like property or subhuman. But she does get very depressed on occasion because of her lack of romantic partners and relationships. If you asked her, she would say it's because of her weight. She has had severe problems losing weight for years. She is very devout in her religious beliefs, so she has never had premarital intercourse, as far as I know. I wouldn't blame or judge her if she did or already has. My brother, other sister and I are very supportive of her and encourage her. But despite our best efforts, she just can't get a man. She actually was in one relationship with a guy named Chad, and yes, I swear to God that's his real name, but he dumped her before it could get too serious. Raquel was devastated. Despite her weight issues, Raquel is not an ugly woman. She is actually pretty and takes great care of her personal hygiene and has a good sense of fashion. If there's one negative thing about her I can think of, it's the way she lords her intelligence over others. She is very educated and is condescending to other people who are less so. I told her that Parks and Rec was a very funny show that she would like. She scoffed at the idea and said you wouldn't know good comedy if it slapped you. She is very dedicated to our family and always takes time out of her day to do fun stuff with all the kids and helps the rest of us in times of need. She saved my ass at the beginning of the pandemic when all my work was gone in an instant, so don't go around thinking she is a total cunt. I don't know if Raquel's life is typical for a femsel, but there it is. Godspeed to you, sis. I hope you find a wonderful man soon.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end. We want to thank you again for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we wish you have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, it really does help us a lot. That's it from me, roll the outro.